YouTube. Did my hair sticky up in the back? Okay, I think we're good. Coming to you live. Just about to start. Anybody has joined. Just checking something real quick and getting music up. Obviously you can hear the music. It's pretty. Right. Those noses. Ooh. Okay. Let's get into it. Hi, 4. Happy Friday. You know, I can't wait to see the It's me, Train Chaos Sama. It's me, Mario. Woohoo. Is the train really being like delayed again? This might have been a little too big. I want the figure to fit on the screen, so. Oh my gosh. Are you guys just having like a crazy snowy winter? You know what? We'll do without the muscles for a moment. So I don't remember the train breaking down that often. I'm sitting in the train waiting for them to announce that it's been canceled. You're just trying to stay toasty. Have an unusually cold and snowy winter. Oh man. Yeah, well, global warming, so we're just gonna get more of that. That sucks. Oh, the train is moving. Hell yeah. The stream is good luck. I can't wait for you to see the video tomorrow because you are... Just remember you gave me permission, but I stuck you in the video at the very beginning. It's a dramatic reenactment. Sorry, choking on water. It's a dramatic reenactment from when you asked me to zoom in because you couldn't see what I was drawing. I suppose I should have put dramatic reenactment or something so people know that it was not your actual quote, but I didn't say anything bad. I actually checked out one of your, because I needed to make sure I had the spelling of your name right. And I had to check out one of your videos. Actually, I didn't know you made videos on YouTube. And then I also, I hope you forgive me, but I didn't know you were a woman. I assumed because of the cat. I don't know why that you were male instead of female. And then I looked closer at your icon, and then I heard your voice. I was like, oh my god, I've been assuming this is a guy the whole time. I feel bad. If I've ever referred to you as a guy when I'm not supposed to, I did not know. I liked your video. It doesn't seem like you do them anymore. Did you were you interested and then you just stopped, or? I'm non-binary trans, so I'm totally fine with you calling me a guy. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to out you on the channel. That's non-binary trans. What is non-binary? Non-binary means like you don't subscribe to any gender, right? I forget. Basically another guy or gal. Oh, okay, okay. Whenever I make a video, just do it for my own amusement. Honestly, that's the way it should be. People have told me sometimes to do like tutorial videos and whatever, and I know that those would do well, but like they're a lot of work and I'm not ready to do them yet. Like I will make them, but it's just like I'm making these videos based on exactly what's happening to me in the moment. Like I made a video about how you should learn to draw bigger because I realized through you that I have to draw bigger. Like, I have plenty of topics because I'm a big dummy and I learn shit all the time. Hey Lord Beerus, just found your channel. Gotta say you have some pretty great content. Thank you very much. We're trying to do our best. I got a new one coming tomorrow. Actually, today's Friday, so new one's coming tomorrow. And we got our first larger sponsor. So that was interesting to negotiate. But I think I did a good job with it, and the video is I got to play around with it more After Effects this time, so I'm pretty excited, especially the intro. The intro came out really good. I'm glad you like it, Beerus. Of a lot more coming, more planned. So I hope you know, you'll stick around. If you're used to calling me Guy, then I'm definitely fine with that, to be honest. I mean, I think it was just more the picture in my head. But you let me know if you're feeling one way or the other at any given moment. I'll switch it up. This is gonna go down like that. You're not gonna be so wide. And you'll be like that. Cool deal. Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the Wacom. This week was not a great week. I definitely had some, like, I feel like artists don't talk about it a lot, even though a lot of us experience it probably, but definitely was depressed for like a decent part of the week. I'm much better and on the better part of it now. But yeah, the Wacom stuff I feel like set me. I mean, there's already a bunch of shit happening in the world, but the Wacom stuff really got me down. Hi, Mash. Would you like to call you Mahesh or Garg? Garg makes me think of some kind of warrior. Mahesh I've never heard of before, but it's a very nice name. Mahesh. Alright, the Wacom thing. Yeah, because you know, our videos have been sponsored by Wacom for the longest time. They gave me they gave me money for like doing content for their blogs essentially for the longest time, and it was something that I was going to suggest other people to do in the future. Be like, when you suck at art and you still want to get sponsored, go to Wacom because they're really nice. And then they did that. And then when I made the video, like, I have a contact there, right? And they were upset that I didn't come to them first. And I was just like, you know, you gotta understand, artists are being literally attacked by AI and all this bullshit like every day. And it sucks. So come to find out that the people that you kind of trusted were doing the same shit. It was not fun to find out. And then that same weekend, like, Wizards of the Coast had AI in their art and tried to lie about it. And then EA did some like splash art of Apex Legends that had AI in it. So everybody was pissed that weekend. Hi, Dawn of Titan. Dawn of Titan. That is a very impressive sounding name. It's like a video game. I don't think it's gonna give you a bad image. Yeah. I mean, the last video that I made on TikTok, I was trying to like explain why I took the position that I did, and then also not being okay with what Wacom did, because I didn't want to be associated with just like excusing it away, because it shouldn't be. But yeah, I was gonna get a display tablet too and talk to Wacom about it. At this point, I don't even know if we're gonna work together anymore. So and that's what's frustrating about it too. Like they were, I mean, it wasn't much, but it was something that I could always count on for money. And now it's just like I don't know if I can do that now. I think I'll start reaching out to the other tablet companies. Although apparently on Twitter somebody showed that all the other tablet companies have done some sort of AI nonsense. So like nobody's safe. Hey Jack Fellow. Big companies are gonna go for money. Oh yeah, for sure. They're just, I mean, that's why I tried to say that like I had no problem believing that my contact's team, the marketing team, like they weren't responsible for that. So obviously like some upper management that was probably just like, you must do this. You must use AI. You must get this out by tomorrow. So they were probably rushed and then, you know, even when the corporate makes a statement or whatever, good luck. Like that was out of their hands. So the team that probably actually cares about us the most got to say the least about the unfortunate incident, which sucks. And the team that the corporate executives that only care about making money probably were the only ones who were part of that conversation. I don't know. It just sent me on a super bummery mood with everything else that's going on in the world. Wacom deserves all the critique even before this latest thing. They've been too big, too long. I'm glad there are more alternatives. Yeah. I mean, getting there, like when I was looking, if you want to get their tablet, the screen tablet, like the nicest one, the 27-inch or whatever, it's $3,500. But it's kind of a lie because you need the stand. So it's basically 4,000, and they separate it like that so that obviously it seems like it's less, which seems not cool to me. Like, just say how much your product is. Don't try to hide it by breaking it apart into other products so that you don't have a complete product. Like, I just don't understand how some companies make decisions sometimes. It's just like, if I had a product like that, it would just all come together. Why would you screw someone over so that they had to get extra stands? Like, I get maybe the flex arm or whatever. That's like a special thing. That's why I use my iPad. It's lightweight and really good for drawing. But yeah, I still have my iPad, but I you know, I want to use my computer. Jeez, I made that figure very, very big. I think I'm gonna make it a little smaller, but that's good to know that I can do that. What else do we have here? I really wish it was a company by artists for artists, but those are reason company executives aren't career artists. I mean, I would say that um, on the iPad, what is it? Procreate? It seems like Procreate is really that, the for artists by artists kind of thing. Like they've priced their products extremely reasonable. They're like what, $20 or something. The new thing that they just came out for animators. Procreate has really done a spectacular job. It's unfortunate that it's only on the iPad. Because I'm sure they would make a killing if it came on, you know, desktop PCs and Windows or whatever. So that's unfortunate, but they seem to be doing a good job. But you know, it's like that thing is always in the future. Like they had the game engine thing, was Unity, I think it was. Everybody had been using it for years. And then all of a sudden they wanted to start taking more royalties, right? So it's just like there's like no protections in place from shitty people. Like someone new could take over the company and decide that they just want money. The only real protections that are in place are the consumer. Like we have to actually, which ends up kind of sort of not happening, is like we have to vote with our dollar in a sense and not purchase these things. But typically once something gets too big, you know, it just stays popular, so it's kind of hard to bring something like that down, and companies know this, so they can take advantage. So I think it's good to just hold people accountable, like everybody did for Wacom, because it's not okay that this shit happens. Like you have basically a community that built up your company, and then you're gonna actively screw them over. And since it's happening so often now, like, do you really blame everybody for coming at you hard? I meant to draw this a little smaller. Oh well. Yeah, you really blame people for coming at you hard when it's happening constantly to them. That it just feels endless. It sucks these companies are going against their own customer base. I get companies jumping on the AI bandwagon for the money, but that was a really dumb move. It'll bite them in the ass, like at some point, you know. Everybody keeps mentioning it, but it's the same thing. These companies care about... It's the same with anything, really. They care about short-term gains versus long-term, like, what is the word? It's like livability, the life of your company. They care more about what you can get in the short term, and then they'll pivot later on, is what they're thinking. Then they care about the time that their company might be alive. They're just thinking about the money that's happening now. And they've already talked about it with AI, how it's kind of, eventually it will eat all of the stuff that's available to the point where it's just eating itself, like regurgitating AI that it already made. So it'll get worse unless we keep feeding it with more stuff. But if we have more tools like Glaze and everything like that, like they're not going to get as much from us. So the system will effectively start dying. And beyond that, even if they found some way around that, right? Like there will be no one to buy these products if you put them all out of business, right? That always confused me with the Adobe stuff. Like, they have the Firefly and all this AI stuff, and I'm just like, who do you think is gonna buy an Adobe subscription if you kill off all your creatives? It makes no sense. Well, it does make sense, but it's just stupid. Yes. Hey, Fahrenheit. Mr. Fahrenheit. Clip Studio runs really well on the iPad. Unfortunately, it's subscription only for the iPad. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why they did that. Why I like Paint Tool Sai. Super cheap. And an endless subscription. And then there's also, someone was telling me Krita is a really good alternative as well. Really? Your connection is dying? That's okay, we'll be here. That's why they make it so you can't own your games in the future. Someday in the future, you won't be able to get groceries and subscribe to the supermarket. Give me some ideas about the sci-fi story I'm planning out. Oh my god, that would be a freaking nightmare. I swear, if it gets to that point, people are just gonna start stealing groceries. Like, and not in like the sneaky way that you do from self-checkout counters. They'll just blatantly just go in and take groceries. Procreate is one big name I have seen take a literal stance against AI, at least for the time being. Makes me happy to be a user of the software. I wish more companies did that. Yeah, exactly. You can't, like, I mean, you can take some precautions, but you can't just be completely afraid that Procreate might switch stances in the future. We just have to hope that they still stay a viable company and supporting them. And if the time comes where something did change, then we hold them liable. That's it. Hey, I did pretty good at that. Drawing figures that are huge. thing. You mean those unstaffed grocery stores are like a big failure because people leave without paying? Yeah, exactly. I have CSP. I don't know what's a stance about AI though. From how it changed their subscription plan as soon as it got popular, I'd worry. Yeah, I would too. CSP was experimenting with having an AI feature, but they backed out after it received a lot of critique. Yeah, I will say that CSP is mostly responsive to the public, but they definitely like want to make shady decisions. They just like feel it out first, you know? So I don't know. You just gotta be careful as we move into the future with this stuff. Ugh. Because, you know, make no mistake. I think the problem is being what is the word? Like thoughtless about this stuff because it will, like thinking it won't affect you because it will. Like they are actively trying to replace creatives. That's why I always think about like that, like the SAG-AFTRA just made that decision with the AI voice actors, and these like big Hollywood celebs, right? The A-listers who don't really care, because they can make their money still. Um, I mean, they're already rich, so they most likely won't be affected, but like that's gonna affect them too. Like there will be no more celebrities. They want to get rid of everybody. People think that they're like immune from this or something. It'll come for you too at some point. But by that point, if you didn't fight for it, it'll be too late. They're fortunate and too big to care about feedback at the moment. Yeah. this point, I prefer Skynet to the current version of You want the Terminator walking around? I mean, it's not ideal. It's we just have to hope that it can get better. Can and will get better. And keep on fighting for it too. At least it'd be a cooler bang instead of this termite like invasiveness been creeping in from everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that the truth? Morning terror. Happy Friday. Let's try to draw from the hips. That seems uncomfortable. So I started gathering reference for emojis to make for the channel. You guys, I should, you know, I'll make this obvious when I start doing the membership stuff. But nobody's under any obligation to get this. I'm just excited to make them. Because I want to keep doing more streaming and do more with the streaming. And I kept looking at the, what are they called? Vocaloids or something. How are you doing, Tara? Oh my gosh, hang on. Oh, they're from Hololive? I guess they're like VTubers. But they have really good branding, I guess you could say. Like they have basically each VTuber has their own look and somebody makes the art for them. But there's this one, I think it's one of the most popular ones. She does art and she plays games. But she does more than that because they're part of Hololive, so they make songs and they make music videos and stuff. It's like the full-on creative package. It's really very cool. I'm not like a big like I don't necessarily watch VTubers or anything or listen to the music, but the concept is very cool. I have now listened a little bit to it, like their music, and yes. No, these are not headphone socks. Maybe you're just seeing my... Oh, do you mean the emojis? Yeah, we're gonna immortalize the headphone socks and the emojis, for sure. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like yet. It'll be one of the expressions, I'm sure. You guys can give me suggestions and I'll figure it out. I did figure out though what there's like two different, there's the membership ones where you have like a little badge next to your name, and then there are the like regular emojis that you use for reactions and stuff. So I figured out the concept for my membership ones. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, these Hololive, the VTubers or whatever, they're very, very skilled, honestly. They just do so much stuff, creative stuff. I don't know if every single one of them draws and everything, but they definitely all do music. That much I know. There we go. Alright, clearly screwed this foot up, so... weird the way that that connects. I think I'm gonna have to move you over so I can. I'd be down to make a song for you and for the emote. It's okay, we won't tell. No, I don't need to make any songs. I just like the idea of being like a creative powerhouse. Like for me, it's just different. Like I like the gaming and the creating art, but now I'm like, you know, enjoying making videos and After Effects and stuff like that, and I want to make like comic stuff, and it would be really cool to actually make thumbnails of my videos and use like a comic version of me. I don't want to be like a VTuber and replace my. I don't need to replace my face over here, in the corner where you see with the cartoon version of me. That might be fun at times, but it's okay for me to show my face. I don't mind doing that. Even right now, where it's all like leaking out of my nose because it's cold. That is I add. How do we build this out? I don't get VTubers. Try watching some of them because some guys from where I put up my stories recommended to me, but I got bored. I mean, it's VTubers are not like. It's not something that's like. I mean, it's special in its own way, but they're not any different from another streamer in the sense that like you either find them interesting or you don't. Um, like it's cool if you like the anime vibe and they have that aesthetic and everything, but if you don't actually find the streamer interesting or what they're doing, you're not interested in, like you're just gonna move on in the same way you would with anything else. Um, I think what's cool about them is that they have this like aesthetic and they use it throughout their videos and they have these characters, so it's just an interesting concept. Whether or not you like them or their streaming just again comes down to whether or not you like the streamer, as it would with anything else. Fun. Have you guys ever tried to draw a figure where you draw the head after? I don't know why it's so freaking hard. Like, if you try to draw like the pelvis first or something and extend the body out the other way, or you draw the chest first and you extend it out. It's so much freaking harder than just starting with the head. Oh, these are much bigger. Okay, yeah. Or at least for me. Maybe other people don't have as much trouble with it, but I always find it kind of difficult. I'm having difficulty placing this head right now. Just want it to be like looking towards me. You do it a lot, actually? Okay, well now I'm just jealous. I don't know why, it's like so hard to place. Oh, there we go. Figuring it out. I did it. Okay. Not perfect, but it is there. There's the producers I follow that create that created a VTuber for his channel. The face glows with the music playing. That's pretty cool. VTubers are really just streamers with an animated avatar instead of their real face, so it really depends on what stuff they stream that makes them interesting. Yeah, exactly. They're just like regular streamers. It's just they have an anime face that animates, which is kind of cool, but like if they're not streaming things that you're interested in, then that's gonna get old really fast. Like, you still need to be interested in their stream. The animation aspect and everything is not gonna hook you for hours and hours unless you're genuinely interested. That's why I said, like, I think it's a really cool concept and I want to take some ideas from it, but I don't really watch them all that much. Love to do a VTuber art commission one day. They pay really well, especially if you can also rig them. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I like the idea of having like a whole persona like that. It's really cool. Plus, it's all themed and everything. So if you look at their like memberships, that's where I was getting inspiration from them, and they all have really interesting like emojis and stuff that are all themed to their kind of character. So that kind of stuff is really cool. I'll just stop right there for that. Alright, and that's our halfway point. So we take our standing break. Did pretty decent. Truth be told, I've been away from drawing. Hey, Keel. How's it going? Turn this up. Move around for a minute. I had to pause drawing for like a week. Some of you guys weren't in here when I was talking about it, but some of the stuff that's just been happening, and like my own stuff, plus the chaos in the world, I just got like a little depression for like a few days. And I didn't draw for like a week because I had so many other things to do. And it's really nothing to do with that I don't want to do it. It's more that I'm just like not feeling great. But I'm on the other side of that curve and I'm riding my way back up. We still have to move all of our stuff from our apartment. And how are you doing? Yeah, that's how I'm doing, Keel. I'm glad you're doing well. I guess I answered your question before you managed to ask it. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, though. It's nice to see everybody again. It sucks because I do want to do more streaming, and it's hard to just my schedule and everything at the moment. Definitely understandable to not want to draw when there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. That consistency is important to me, though, and so it's just frustrating. Like, whenever I take too long of a time off, it always feels like I have to start again from the beginning. I always feel like I'm making these small breakthroughs because it takes a lot to get past all of this all of this shit that I've like prescribed myself to by just doing art a certain way for so long. So breaking out of those molds takes being consistent, and that's why I try to hopefully teach everybody to do things a better way than I did, because I don't want you to get stuck in those molds that I'm stuck in, because it takes forever to get out of it. It's like friggin' quicksand. You start making consistency and you like move forward a little bit and you're almost breaking free of it, but then you take like a break, right? And then you feel like you're going to start back in again because you've sunk farther into the quicksand while you took that break. So I try not to let that stuff bother me, and it really doesn't too much when it comes to the art stuff. You're not going to lose progress by taking a week off. No, I do know that it's more of a mental thing. It feels like, oh, I haven't done this in a little bit, so I need to. It's like people who think that they need to warm up with their drawings every time. They're like, oh, I haven't drawn in like a day. I need to warm up. So my brain is like I said, I've done this so many times in the past that like my brain has prescribed this like, oh, you need to do the thing that you usually do, which is warm up, do some figures, right? Like we're doing now. Ask me, I'm a pro at procrastination. Classic procrastination. Yeah, I mean, it is, procrastination is not a tool for the lazy. It's a tool for people who are trying to avoid uncomfortable feelings. So it is sort of like this avoidance thing where you're like, you know, you can move on, but you also want to sort of feel comfy before you do it, even though you need to learn to like thrive in that discomfort. So there's this weird dichotomy of like you knowing that you need to push out of your comfort zone, but you wanting to be comfortable before you go outside your comfort zone. It's stupid, and it's definitely just like a mental block. But we'll get there. I'm excited for what's coming in the channel and what I've planned. I want to draw characters, you know. I think I mentioned before that I think I made a video about this, how I made a project for my art and stuff, and I want to talk more about how you should make projects for your art. But the way that I structured mine, I realized I made a lot of mistakes on the way there to make that project. And I think I mentioned it in the video that I wanted to like abandon that, and there are ways that you can figure out how to still finish your project or continue it, because that's going to help you improve, and you don't need to jump to the next one just because you're excited about it. But I also somehow inadvertently made a project that I wasn't that excited about. If you've ever had that thing where you get really excited about a project, right? As an artist, I feel like a lot of artists will do this. They get really excited about something, like a game comes out or some anime or movie that you really love, and you're like, I want to do fan art of this, but I'm not good enough yet. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to think up some other project to do to get better so that I'm good enough to do the fan art or the project that I really want to do, right? So you avoid the thing that you're really excited about so that you can improve to get there. And I think that's one of the big mistakes that artists make, is that you need to do the project that you're excited about and stop planning and doing like pre-projects that help you get better so that you can like do the thing you're excited about justice through your art. We all are, Jack. I hate it when it's uncomfortable outside the comfort zone. Exactly. It sounds so stupid, but it's true. If you can learn to be really uncomfortable or comfortable with being uncomfortable, you're gonna do really well, honestly. Akil, I just recently got back to art. I wasn't drawing for a solid month and a half due to my assignments. Yeah, every time I talk to you, you're taking another exam. Today I finally opened my XP pen and drew something. That's awesome. That's really cool, Akil. I'm happy for you. I can't start writing stories until I get good at writing my stories. Exactly. It's a trap that a lot of us fall into, and I've done it for many, many years, right? I basically put off any personal projects or doing anything that I really wanted to do until I got better at art. And then I somehow inadvertently did the same thing when I made a project and I thought I was doing the right thing. Ugh. I made a pre-project, right? That went by the same philosophy of doing the thing that I didn't quite want to do so that I could get better to do the thing that I really wanted to do. So I made the same mistake even though I was heading in the right direction. And now I feel a little trapped because I said that I would finish the project. So I'm trying to find a way to finish it in a small scale so that I can move on. Because I don't want to leave things unfinished either. That's why having a little bit of hubris is good. Like, give it a go, even if you might suck at first. Exactly. I don't think you were here last time but I showed this. I can show it to you again because I wish you were there for that. I'll just show it very quickly. But I did this project where is it? There it is. I did a character design class and I showed that like we had done these initial sketches like this, and I thought this is as far as I could go. But our teacher kept pushing us. He had us make them into silhouettes, right? And then which was already, I was like, this is already really cool. And then he had us break down the silhouettes into like value-based character designs. It's okay. Yeah, Akil was here. You should remember these. But like this already pushed me farther than I thought I would go. And then we still did more, like he had us do variations on them. I literally haven't done anything like this since this class. And then he had us push them like one more time, where we did like level 1, 2, and 3 versions of one character. I think sometimes beyond even pushing through your comfort zone, you kind of have to do things that you think, like you said, you don't think you're capable of doing. Like it's not possible, it's gonna suck. And just try it, because it might not. Stuff is nostalgic to me. I did this stuff when I got into concept art in my early 20s. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very concept arty assignment. Hang on one sec, guys. My wife is leaving. I'm just gonna say goodbye to her. Oh, baby. Oh, you're saying goodbye to me? Yeah. On the safe. That was so cute. My baby boy said goodbye to me. And for people who don't know, that my baby boy is my dog. Not a child. Although he is basically like my child. I'm gonna make a couple emojis for him as well when we get there. Also, don't go too far out of your comfort zone, you might overwhelm yourself. I agree with that, right? Like, there's a balance of difficulty. If you go too far outside of it, you're just going to get frustrated and overwhelm yourself. If you make it too easy, you're going to get bored because you're not challenging yourself. However, sometimes, even if it's going to be potentially, because you're not going to know it's frustrating until you actually do it, right? So I think there are times you have to do things. This is where I learned that from that class. You have to push through that discomfort of something that you don't think you're capable of creating to show yourself that you are. Sometimes you're not ready still, and that's okay. But I think a lot of us would surprise ourselves with what we're able to accomplish. No matter what level you're at. Like, there are a lot of times where I see people who really like creating art for themselves versus people who study a lot, and their artwork is more interesting and more captivating, even though they may have technically, like, their technical skills are not as strong, but their ideas and their compositions and everything are more interesting because they didn't focus so much on the technical side of things. They cared more about their ideas and exploring things that they thought that they weren't capable of, because they just didn't care. They just wanted to explore their characters or the world that they have made, or the world that they enjoy, like fan art or something. And I'm definitely more on that study side. I've done so much of it and I'm almost like trapped there Because it's such a strange thing to be like out on my own. It's like being without a map and thinking that you can um, go hiking in the wilderness. It's just like, no, you can't do that. But, you know, if I'm going to make this analogy work, like you've already made the trail markers, right? You don't need the map. You have pieces that you've put together. You just need to trust yourself um, to believe that you can actually make something and try. And then sometimes you'll get lost, but sometimes you'll also make stuff that is really amazing. I have 2 cats and one is jaundice. Big time commitment, a little sign of improvement. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Isn't jaundice a new? Isn't jaundice like a nutrition thing? Like they're not getting enough vitamin something? Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. I may be wrong about that. I don't know. I hope your cat gets better. Whenever I try to try something new, I allow myself to combine it with something I'm very comfortable with. Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, technically, when I made those characters, I was fairly comfortable with the figure, but like I didn't know anything about clothing. I had a giant. We made these giant. I think I can show those. We were told to make 10 reference sheets, so I had 10 of these, right? Of just armor and because they were all fantasy characters and stuff. So I would just pull one of these out and use it as a reference. But yeah, like you said, technically I did. It was a figure of something I was familiar with. When I started learning. Oh, wait. It doesn't help my mood. Oh, I'm sorry. It might be. It's real outdoorsy. Stays out for 2 or 3 days, but doesn't eat outside. Or if it doesn't, won't be anything healthy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure jaundice is like, isn't that something? I literally, I feel like I've learned this. Oh no, this is different. This is a. Oh, it does say that jaundice can be in cats can be diagnosed and cured, and some may take longer. So I hope your kitty cat's okay, my friend. I know it's scary when your animal is not doing hot. Freaks me out every time anything happens to Keanu. It's my baby boy. I gave myself a lot of art block because I forced myself to always draw something new. Oh yeah, you gotta be careful of that as well. It's funny, there's so many things you gotta be careful about. As artists, we're kind of big dummies, you know, in many ways. Just like we just like creatively destroy ourselves in so many different ways. Oh, sorry, Akil, I think I missed your... It like just clicked for me. You said you just started playing a game, right? Something... list it again, because I am forgetting what it was called. Yeah, no, I remember it was you. Slay the Spire, that's what it was. I feel like I've heard of that before, and I wanted to look it up. So I wanted you to repeat it. Slay the Spire. Is it good? Look, oh, it's a card-based game. Okay. Interesting. I do not know anything about this one. The last card game like that, a card-based game I played like that was the Marvel one, which was really fun. I still have to beat it actually. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. So much in the chat. It was me. I started playing. Was it last stream or something? Before you joined Akil. Oh no, I didn't play Akil. This is just for. I'm procrastinating on drawing something because I feel I'm not good enough. A giant woman looming over buildings, looking down on a guy with cybernetic arms with an upward-facing one-point perspective. That sounds interesting. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Looming over buildings, looking down on a guy with cybernetic arms with an upward-facing one-point perspective. So you're looking up at a woman looking down at a cybernetic guy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that sounds complicated. Sometimes you have to find ways to simplify, like, if you're having trouble, because I'm imagining that what you're trying to do is something. I'm gonna try to draw this real quick. Boop. And then this guy is presumably down here. Just draw Cybernetic Joe. Cybernetic Joe. Bionic Guy. So if you need to, hi Pauline. If you need to, I would draw it from the side first, like simplify it, right? So that you can get somewhat of an understanding of your characters and the scene. So draw it from the side first, like this. And then try to turn it so that you're... Oh god. Let's delete that one. And then, one like right next to it, then you have the ability to be like... This is gonna be freaking hard. Okay. Like that. And there's a woman looking down, right? This is... Maybe she's got her little feet poking out. And you got your cybernetic guy. This is all very hey, we did it. Right? I mean, you need the arms and all that good stuff. But try drawing it from the side first, and then you can sort of draw it like that. It's really rough, but like, it's there. I've never had to draw a situation like this, so thank you for the challenge, Jack. Has a lighting snare with the sun behind the woman's head, so most of her would be in dark. All in all, too complicated for little of me to make it look good. When you do something like a full... It's actually... I learned this about taking videos, actually. It's actually really good to... Go back. Oh god. And get rid of that. It's actually really good to film in the shadow. So basically when the sun is behind you, right? Because you can add... Thank you, Pauline. Thank you, Tara. SM Dream and Drawing. Thank you, thank you. It's actually really good to film in the shadow because everything is there's no light. Like usually you would have to come in here. I'll do this one real quick. Like you would have to delineate where the shadow line is and everything, right? It'd be like this and that. Right, but when you're all in shadow, it's just all like what is it called? Oh, it's like overcast. Like if they had an overcast day, it's just all just general shadows. For all your down planes are gonna have like just light shadows and everything, things like that, right? And then if you want to, you make the background kind of dark, and then you add like this cool... This is very concept arty stuff, but you carve into her body to add this like little cool, what is it called? Rim lighting. So this would be dark out here, and then the body would be a darker value, right? And then in here is the rim light. So their figure essentially pops out. That's the point of rim lighting. Usually what happens in concept art is a lot of people go way too overboard with rim lighting, and they use it for everything, even where it's just really not needed, or it just makes for like it would have been a nicer picture. Alright, I've somehow squished these legs. Sorry. Redraw them legs. So yeah, that's how you can get it to pop out. Better try and shit than never do it. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been talking about too, Jack, is that you gotta try this stuff to see if you can do it. Because sometimes you're more capable than you think. And like I said, if you're really that nervous, try it on the simple way first. Try it straight on. Then try to make the perspective more challenging. So that way you have a better understanding. And just try it bad. Like Four said. Because if you start letting that stuff bother you now, where you can't draw things that are challenging, you're gonna avoid this stuff forever. You're gonna be like me. And it's gonna be like that's why I said it's like prescribed. It's gonna be like a prescription you take to avoid all the hard shit that you have to do. If you train yourself to avoid it now, you will continue avoiding it in the future. You're not going to get better at it by continuing to avoid things that you think you'll be bad at. I think I just need to pop out this hip a little bit more. Kind of a hard pose, actually. Can you please help me for art fundamentals? Sure. Hey, now Rimlight adds readability. Yes, it does. Absolutely does. Like, it pops out the figure, like I said. It's just people have a tendency to use it, overuse it, because they think that, like, because they use it and it looks cool, that it works for every lighting scenario, and sometimes it just makes things look like too concept. Like, it's, you can't broad brush all of your work with the same, like, lighting scenario, otherwise you're going to, well, I mean, you'll run into problems, but it will just also make your work less interesting in general. You need to figure out ways to make impact without using cool ass rim light for everything. Because if that's all you do, that's your one weapon, right? Is rim light. Okay, we're done with her, I think. I do like rim light. Everybody likes rim light. Rim light is cool as heck. I'm not bashing on rim light. Rim light is awesome. I think it looks dope. But you need more tools in your toolbox of stuff. You need to figure out other cool ways to make the figure interesting without using rim light for everything. It's like icing on a cake. I have free will, and my free will decides to not listen to this slander. It is like icing on a cake. It feels cool too. Like when you have a painting, like, hey, this is actually a really good example. I can just paint on this. What is? Oh, because I'm at 50%. That's why. For Jack, rim light is like if you came in here and decided there was a rim light on his back, like maybe the sun or something. So you would have this. I'm gonna do a terrible job, so just bear in mind. And you can make it colored too. and you have to you have to actually design this out and shape it. Although it doesn't work on his pants because there's nothing dark there. Okay. And that is good God. I just made like 3 even chunks of. I hate myself. Sometimes more icing and less cake. Oh, you know rim light. Okay. Coloring is another one of my weaknesses. Bro, when you start art, everything is a weakness. There's not going to be anything you do that you don't kind of suck at. All these came out pretty good, actually. We're going to start a new page, though, because we don't have space for him. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder about that, too. Like, when I was really bad at art, I kind of forget. Like, I remember having those moments. Like, I still have my old sketchbook, my first one. And I remember I drew this portrait of Ichigo. I just copied some, like, manga page. Um, and I remember I was so freaking proud of myself uh, for that portrait. And I looked at it, in my old sketchbook again. I'm like, this is terrible. But at the time, I thought it was amazing. Because I generally had no concept. Oop, we lost our music. I had no real concept of what was good and what was bad at the time. There we go. So, we're bad at everything at the beginning. There's nothing you're going to be good at. Even people who are. I'm going to have to move that down. Even people who are a little extra talented, like maybe they get a little head start, still suck at mostly everything. But I'm always curious how I got over that to continue drawing. I think it really just does have to do with the fact that you are your eyes develop at the same time as your skill. So the stuff that you're looking at doesn't, even though you know that, there are artists that are way better than you and you can look at that and see the comparison. But when you're working on your own work, you don't see all the mistakes that you're making until you start to get better and better. Then you see mistakes that you can fix, and then there are other mistakes that you still can't see. So I really do think it's just that, is that we start to see more and more. So when we see less, we're kind of okay with it because we just don't know any better. I still remember my first digital art. I think it's Ichigo kissing Naruto, but just stick figure. Oh, that's funny. I need a little more romance between the boys. Naruto did kiss Sasuke, so we seen it. We know. It's gonna be more. Okay. What did you say? Is there an anatomy book you can recommend that's good to have as a physical copy that you can have on hand? Hey, Ryozaki. An anatomy book. It kind of depends. I have 3 that I'm currently kind of relying on that I have physical copies of. So it depends on what you need at the moment. Actually, I only have 2 out of the 3 that I have physical copies. One of them is a PDF. One is Anatomy for Sculptors, which is like basically a detailed book on anatomy. So if you need like very detailed information about anatomy, you would go to that book. But for a physical copy, I have the Morpho books, and I think those do a really good job. Even probably more so than the Loomis books, because there's actually a lot more examples of stuff too. So there's more drawings to copy and understand from. And then the last book is T.B. Choi's new book, which was the it's like something about character design or how to design and draw your own characters or something like that. But the reason why hers is so good is it shows you how you need to design the figure. If you're trying to become a designer, like if you're a fine artist, you don't need this book. But if you're trying to design figure so that you can become like a concept artist, or you want to do character design, something along those lines, that's where her book comes in handy. You know, we are designers typically. I mean, that is what I try to teach and learn on my own. I think this has to actually be in the butt. Overlapping shapes. There we go. I think I've shown this piece of reference before, but nope, wrong one. If you look at this reference, this is a lot of mistakes that a lot of people make when they study from photos or from life. We're designers, and sometimes the life is not as beautiful as it is not designed well for drawings and art, and you have to know how to manipulate that so that it is. So you can see the first drawing is a straight copy, which is what most people do, especially beginners. And then the second drawing is designed language, so that there's more form, more shape, there's a better shape distribution. It's just better. I prefer the more realistic one. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Some people want to do more towards the fine art side of things. And you may even want to do like concept art that has more of a very realistic edge to it. There are artists that do that. Just know that the more non-realistic things are, that of like whatever game or movie or whatever you're trying to design, fan art, or you work for that company, the more stylized and designed you have to become. So unless it's pure realism, you're pretty much never drawing this Anything else, you're doing this or even more simplification and designing. Give me big bulky guys. Oh, okay, okay. You're just tired of more slender shaped muscle bodies. I mean, you can do designed bodies like this that are not all slender, muscly people. I think we I think it's personally, I think it's just because when you finally get good at drawing figures in anatomy, you want to like show it off. So all of your characters are like thin, muscly, like people. Plus, typically people don't study like fat and folds, like bigger people, bigger boned people. So you see that less, um, unless you look at like movie art and things like that. No, I don't want to save. So you can still have designed figures when they're big and bulky. And I think what's his name? The Morpho books. I think I have one. He has one on bigger people, how to deal with folds and what happens to like muscles and the bony points in the body as you have more thickness to you. Yeah, Jack. Oh, look for TB Choi. What Ryozaki put down. No matter how ripped they are, what's the point if they got clothes on? Hang on, let me answer that. There's another question. Poline, are you planning to make a Discord server in the near future? I did have a Discord server and I shut it down. Reason being was that I didn't have enough time to dedicate to the server, and I there's just too much stuff that I already had to do, and it felt like I had to, make events or something like that. I've mentioned it a couple times here, so the streaming is kind of my way of bringing that community back, because I did like it for that. I just didn't have the time to really do what I wanted to with it, and I want to do more with the streaming that I wanted to do on the Discord too. Plus, I had heard that Discord was scraping for AI too. Not that Google isn't, but you win some, you lose some. Mostly it was about me just not having the time. I'm considering making some kind of like maybe a Reddit page or something, so that way people can still post things and we can share artwork and stuff, because I know that, people have sent me stuff on Instagram, like Quacken has shared his pixel stuff. Ryozaki, I think you shared some of your art, did you not? So I want people to be able to share in a public space and feel comfortable with that as well. So I'm still thinking about that. The Discord server need moderation. It's just extra work. Yeah, exactly. I just don't have the time, because I have I have another. Well, I have a full-time. Well, it's part-time technically, but I have a job that I have to do that actually pays the bills. I'm getting a little money from YouTube now, which is great because it helps supplement some things. But until it's like a full-time income and then I can actually devote more time to this, that's about as far as I can go, because I don't want to give you guys a shitty experience just because I don't have time to do things, and then people end up leaving, and because I don't have the time to do things. And so the stream for now is the replacement, and we will get more stuff eventually, and I'm actually gonna try to do more streaming for art and the gaming side of things, and then try to combine those things as well. So we're gonna play like Baldur's Gate and then do fan art of that stuff and try to learn through the things that we play. It should be fun. Decent replacement And, okay, Jack. No matter how ripped they are, what's the point if they've got clothes on? You still need to know the basic figure. Like, when you do clothes, people typically draw, like, some kind of wireframe, you know? Where you have, like, the upper body and then lower body or something, and then you might draw a line or something, and then you probably start drawing pants or something. So for one, if you have any clothes that expose any part of the skin, like if you have a character in a bathing suit or whatever, you need to know the anatomy underneath. And if you have like a bigger character, I'm not gonna be able to do this as well because I don't know bigger characters either. It usually, from what I know, it has to come from the rib cage kind of. So if you have bigger characters and stuff, that changes your wireframe. This just makes my character look pregnant. Oh god. It changes where bony points are, or not where they are, but how you see them. And then of course, you know, the legs are gonna change too. Be more chunky. So if you have to put clothes on a different kind of figure like that, it's gonna look different. Your wireframe's gonna be different. So you still need to know, the more knowledge you have about this stuff, the better opportunity you have for better drawings, right? So more information is not a bad thing. Well, you know, it's fun to draw strongman, big bulky guys. Yeah, we did that one drawing of that painting of Chad where he was like the big bulky guy, and we did the back drawing. That was tough. All right, this guy I think is pretty good. But I definitely want to, I think if you're gonna make a fan art project and learn anatomy and stuff, you should definitely do it where there's a variety of characters, so that you draw some strong boys, maybe some strong girls, some big boys, big girls. Like, you gotta get a variety. This is just gonna make you stronger as a designer as well, and like to understand figure drawing just in general. Any good art Discord server that's good to get feedback from? There's Art Club or something. It asks about some things we're not comfortable sharing. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, and I think there really is no replacement for good feedback, so it is something that I should address and quickly, or as quickly as I can. Once I'm done moving, I'll probably take care of that. One of the first things. What am I doing? That head is not at the right angle, and I'm not about to turn it. Sorry, I'm trying to get this head at the right angle. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, gotta start making less crappy lines, more focused lines. There we go. kind of don't want the head to be this big though. Yeah, we're moving officially on Wednesday, Thursday of next week. We're getting all of our stuff and bringing it down here. For Thor God of War version, actually it looks so cool as Strongman. Don't know why some people didn't like the design. Maybe it's because they're used to watching the jacked Marvel one. Oh, you mean the I haven't played the second one yet. Which is crazy because my parents gave it to me for Christmas. I do own it, but I haven't played the second one yet, so I don't know his design. But I believe you. I've liked all the designs pretty much in God of War so far. They've been pretty great. I once drew Thor from Record of Ragnarok. Is that a game? Or an anime or something? Oh, does anybody have a suggestion of... Has anybody tried the any other display tablets that are not Wacom? Or just tablets in general, I guess. Because I do want to get a display tablet. I'm just not sure what to get anymore. So if anybody has any recommendations, I will take them. XP Pen has some pretty good stuff. Okay, I'll check them out. I feel like I got, when you get used to a tablet, like I got a chance to try some at a convention many years ago now. But they felt so different from my current tablet that it was just like impossible. You'd have to basically train yourself to get used to another tablet. And it kind of made me upset. I use XP Pen Deco. Oh, wow, okay, a couple of XP Pens in here. My first digital art was a book cover of my first book I wrote during NaNoWriMo. I'm not sure what that is, Jackfellow. You have to tell me what NaNoWriMo is. It was an MS Paint with my mouse. Oh my gosh, I'm still proud of it. Yeah, I would be too. Using your mouse to paint? That's crazy. That could not have been easy. This is the last one I have? Oh man. Oops. It's 10:30. That went by pretty fast. I think I have a Huon, but it stopped responding to my stylus, so I only use an additional monitor nowadays. Oh, Akil, it's an anime, but the anime is trash, the manga is better. Okay. Record of Ragnarok? I'll check out the manga. I love manga, I read a bunch. Terror, I forgot last week and I ended up tearing apart my PC. It was the first time a nightmare just to find out my AOI pumped didn't fit in my PC. Oh, damn. What is your AOI? My recent computer I built. I had to use a YouTube video, but it was relatively simple. But I did have a couple scary moments of thinking that I wasn't going to be able to do it. XP Pen, Huon is a nice one. I'm earning some money to buy a brand new screen drawing tablet. My iPad is dying on me. Oh no. I'm sorry. It's really stupid that the Apple, like, slowly over time just, like, dies as a product. I mean, we, like, have no choice to use, like, a different product, right? Like, especially if you want to use Procreate. So it's just really stupid that the iPad, the iPhones, they just slowly die on you no matter what. It should be illegal. Your CPU is overheating? Oh crap. Oh, cooling pump. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. I hope you fix it up. Nice, Terror. There's tons of videos on YouTube, thankfully, that help you with that kind of stuff. NaNoWriMo is like a challenge for writers. You have to write a 50k word novel during the month of November. Oh my god. 2k words a day? Yeah, that sounds like a lot. I suppose if you had a story like ready to go, like an idea in mind, it might go easier, but damn, that's a lot. My iPad Pro is from 2018 and working fine considering its age. Well, then you're lucky. Mine is from, well, that's a good point. It's gonna be like 4 years old now. Maybe a little bit more. Because it's the 12-inch, so I know that that's not relatively. Oh, I just realized the center chest. Let me fix that line. Yeah, there we go. We'll go ahead and give him abs. I'm like 85% pantser and 15% plotter, so that time I didn't have a story ready. That's I'm sorry. Also your first writing experience. Wow, okay. Well, good for you for doing it. That's still... See, I mean, even with your writing, you sound like you challenge yourself like crazy, so you just gotta do that with your art. Even though it's your first experience, do that straight on pose and then try to do that looking up angle that you suggested, even if you don't think you're ready for it. And if you try it and it's frustrating, you can't do it, that's when you stop. You try to figure out ways that you can learn and come back to it later. Did I hear Oda animating Oda's first short novel? Yeah, Monster. It's supposed to come out, right? Like this weekend or next week? I'm excited about that. Because I haven't really watched the One Piece anime. I've read all the manga. I want to. It's just like it's gonna be an intense journey. There's a lot of episodes. There's like 1,000-something episodes. So I definitely want to get into it. And then they're remaking One Piece anime from like a new studio. Yeah, Akil, it's from he made this like collection of stories that I think are supposedly in the One Piece world or something. Monster, isn't that already an anime? It's a different it might be called Monsters. Monster is from Naoki Urasawa. Yeah, that was a really popular manga. But no, this is Monsters One Piece creator's new Monsters anime. He made this short like collection of stories. I forget what it was called, but it looked like the One Piece style, the cover of it and everything, and I guess they're animating it for Netflix. When is it out? Out on January 21st. So Monday? Sunday is literally coming out this weekend. It'll be a short. It's a short story. They're not turning it into an actual like series, are they? But yeah, it should be cool. It's a fun little story. I don't think they're turning it into a series. I would imagine they are not. It's got a live action too. Jack Johann Liebert. Oh yeah. That's Naoki's monster. He's really awesome. He's created some great stories. Also a great character designer, especially for anime manga. Like he's able to change faces really well. Make a lot of variety in characters. Alright guys, that is it for today. I think tomorrow we might make some, or we might start to make some emojis together, just to do something fun. And then next week, hopefully get into some more anatomy stuff. And then I'm moving that week, Wednesday, Thursday, so it probably won't be a stream those days. So after next week, basically February, we'll be back to normal and probably doing a lot more streaming. It's just this week and next week are just a little challenging. Thank you, Terror. If you read manga, you need to check Usogi. He'll blow your mind away. Okay, I'll look it up. Usogoi. Usogoi? Or Usogi? Gooey. Usogui. I think that is how you pronounce it. He's a gambler who gambles against maniacal opponents. Interesting. Attempts to take over underground gambling organization known as Kikero. That seems really cool. I'll check it out. Thank you, Akil. I liked Adachi Mitsuru. My god, you guys are gonna... I'm not gonna end up doing work. I'm just gonna end up reading a ton of manga because you guys just recommend everything. Oh, I like this guy. I recognize the art. This is a very distinct style. I think I've read a couple things from him. Or maybe seen an anime. Because I definitely recognize his style. Trying to see if it's anything. I don't know. Where the heck is his list of stuff? There we go. I think I may have seen the baseball one. Cross game? I'm not sure though. I'd have to check. Distinctive style though. Really cute. Maybe we should do that one day on chill day. Just read manga. His humor is especially good. Can we do that on stream? I literally have seen streamers do so much shit. Like I've seen them watch like movies and stuff before, but like reading manga, could we do that? Or would we get in trouble? There's certain things that you can't stream. Like obviously you can't stream movies or TV shows. It'd be cool if you could get like a sponsorship with like Shonen Jump or something and then read their manga on stream. That would be cool. Maybe we can do that in the future. I'll be like, sponsor me, let me read the manga, and then we'll do some art. It'll be a great stream. Yeah, copyright. Yeah, exactly. So I'll see. Maybe we could try it once, or at least read one chapter, just like for introductions. Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. Got a lot of stuff to do, but there's a new video tomorrow, and we'll be streaming tomorrow as well, so I hope you guys check out the video and come by the stream again. Again, we're gonna try to do emojis, and I'll be taking all your opinions into account or for making those. I think I'm gonna keep the membership icons for myself so I can surprise you guys with that, but we'll try to do the expression emoji stuff together. Hopefully that'd be cool. We'll immortalize the sock headphones somehow as well. Have a good weekend. Thank you for stopping by, Akil, for Jack. Everybody else is here. Poline, Ryuzaki, if you guys are still here. Yeah, have a nice weekend, guys. I'll see you tomorrow if you're there. And if not, I'll see you next week. Alright.